Today, I will expose the biggest lie that we've ever been told. You see, so many of us have been told that time is money, when the fact of the matter is, time is the most valuable resource on earth. And God has given us a money printer. He's given us a money printer that not only gives us all of our time back, but also fills us with riches and glory and money, all the things that God desires to bring to us and to give us. I'm going to submit to you today that the reason the whole world has taught us only to work is because if you get your time back, you can change the world. So this idea, the biggest lie that has ever been told and shared and told to us, is time is money. When the fact of the matter is, time gives every single thing on this planet its worth. I want you to think about right now. I want you to think about anything. I want you to think about the most valuable thing on earth outside of time. What is it? Is it power? Is it freedom? Is it peace? Is it love? Do any of these four things matter, or whatever you chose matter if you don't have time? Of course not, right? Everybody would 100% believe and agree that if you do not have time, nothing on earth matters. Nothing on earth has value. And so why is it that we are so willing to trade our time for pennies and for scraps? I'm going to present an idea to you. Stick with me. So let's say that you have diamonds, right? Let's say that you have a handful of diamonds. Would you sell those diamonds for a lot of money or for a little bit of money? Let me present another example. Let's say you had gold bars. Would you sell these gold bars for a lot of money or for pennies and for scraps? The obvious answer is you would sell those for a lot of money. You would sell them for what they were worth, right? Okay, stick with me. Then why is it we're so comfortable selling or trading our time for scraps and for pennies? Why is that? You see, I believe one of the reasons that is because the church has, or rather the false narrative that money is somehow evil, when the scriptures clearly say the reliance on money, right? If money defines who you are, yes, absolutely, that is evil, because only God defines who we are. Our identity is in God. I am that I am because he says that I am, right? I am not because of money, right? And so if we take this same mentality and go, okay, so if I have a lot of time, why would I sell it for a little bit of money? Which that's what a job is, right? A job is selling our time for a little bit of money, regardless of what that amount is, right? Even if it's $250,000 a year, that's still a little bit of money comparatively to what time is actually valued. Because what is time actually worth? Well, it's invaluable, right? Because you can't buy back time. You can't buy more time. No matter how desperately we want more time, there's nothing that we can do to get it back, which means there's actually nothing that we can trade for it, which makes it legitimately invaluable. And yet, how many of us have ever thought, oh, $20 an hour is a good job, $30 is an hour is a good job, $40, oh my gosh, if I get $50 or $60, I'll be rich. No. No, please. Even if you were to get paid $400 an hour, it's not enough for your time. I want to present to you an idea that we actually should not trade our time for money. That we should instead create something that makes money without us having to spend the time to sell it or to do it. What do I mean? I want you to think of the richest people ever to walk the earth. What did they create? Right? Outside of Solomon. Right? So what did Steve Jobs create? Well, he made the iPhone. And then 5 other companies, like he dominated 5 markets. Right? Well, what about Elon Musk? What does he have? Well, he has SpaceX and he has Tesla. So, well, what about Bill Gates? Microsoft? What do all these things do? Like, does Bill Gates have a coaching program? Does Elon Musk have a coaching program that he's putting people through? Does Warren Buffett have a coaching program? Like, okay, none of these people have coaching programs. Yet they're the richest people in the world, right? Here's something that most people will never tell you. You need a product. And I don't mean those cheap e-com products that are promoting child slavery, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, oh, get an e-commerce in a drop shipping store and you'll be rich. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't do e-commerce. I have a gripe with e-commerce that it legitimately is fueling child slavery. Like, if you don't agree, whatever, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter because the facts are the facts. The reality is that we have been given the ability to create a product that will change the world. Here's what's really cool. You can do it with a camera. You don't have to be a great writer. You don't have to have a product design team where you go and you build it and you manufacture it and then you bring it out to the world. I submit to you that inside of you is a gift. Inside of you is a mission that God desperately desires for you to accomplish in this life. And he doesn't want you to trade your time for money, because there are far greater things we could spend our time on. How many of you would agree with that? That there are greater things to spend our time on than making money and working. Is everybody in agreement with that? We could be learning, could be new experiences. We could be designing things that make us money without having to spend any time. We could be learning how to get more power in order to bring more freedom to the people. We could be spending that time on love and peace. There are so many greater investments of our time than working and money. So let me share that with you. So here's a concept that I've only recently heard. It makes complete sense to me. Your first employee ever should be your money. You shouldn't start a company with the intent to employ people. You should start a company with the intent to employ your money, to make more money to employ, and then when that money is employed so well, you have to hire people to employ underneath your money. I know that's out there. That's an abstract concept, so I'm going to explain it again, okay? What we need to do, right? What I will recommend to do to free up your time so that you never have to work a day again in your life, except to design more solutions and products to change the world, is to employ your money. Every dollar that you have should be put to use and put to work so that it can go out and make you more money, right? Like I think you and I would both agree that your money working for you and making more money is pretty cool, right? Awesome. We want our money to make so much money that we have to hire people to work underneath our money, right? Our money is doing so well, it needs an assistant. It needs people to help it to make more money. I hope that's sinking in. If you're taking notes, like write that down. Okay, so I need to have a business where I'm employing my money so that it can make more money, so that it can ultimately grow to the point where it has to have people to help it make more money, which will make more money, which will employ more people, right? Here's what's cool, is that you don't have to start a traditional business. You don't have to start a service-based business. You don't have to start a business that's going to take up your time to fulfill. Like, you don't have to start a business that you're going out and like you're doing the delivery, right? You're spending your time, you're providing for the people. Here's what you can do. You can create something much like this video, and you can create a video course on whatever it is that you love to do. Now, there's actually a proper way to design an offer, and I won't share that in this video. I don't think I have enough time to do it. But here's the simplistic idea. We've gone to God, and we've asked him how we can please him. We've then asked him how we can serve the people he's called us to serve in a way that pleases him, and then how we can use the gifts, the talents, the passions, and the skills that he's given us to serve those people in the way that pleases him. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. As though we've already completed all the things on the front end. This product, you put it out there, you set up a funnel. Well, if you're unfamiliar with what a funnel is, like think of it like an automatic salesperson, right? It's a web page that is designed to sell for you. Okay? I hope that's simplistic enough. So you create something that solves a problem for somebody else, and they come and buy it. Whether that thing is $97, whether it's $997, whether it's $1,999, almost $2,000, all of those things can be done without you spending time selling them. Do you know what the easiest way to employ your dollar is? Paid advertising. Stick with me. Why is paid advertising the easiest way to get your money working for you? Because that money is directly driving to your funnel or your automated salesperson, which converts and creates sales. Okay? So now your money is selling to make you money. Now, why do I recommend paid ads? Because the multiplier or the return on the investment is the legitimate highest that you can have, right? Think of it this way. If you were to go invest into a stock, and if you've never done it before, you just go and you buy a stock and there's a dividend, right? You buy a dividend paying stock, which is just the idea of the stock is going to pay you for holding on to the stock, right? That's a dividend paying stock. So you go out and you find a dividend paying stock, that stock is going to be 6%, right? On the high end. Let's say that you invest in a mutual fund or an ETF. That's going to pay you 12% on the high end. Okay. For paid advertising, I've heard people doing 10x. I've heard people do as high as 86x. 10x is 1,000% return on your money. 86x is 8,600% return on your money. Here's what's cool about it, is that you are in complete control. I know there might be some people who argue and say, oh no, Jarrett, like, oh, I have to make sure like the algorithm and this, that, and that, and the other thing, like, stick with me. If you create a product that is truly from the market, right? You've thought about who you're going to serve. What are they saying? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? And you use these three to create a strong message, well, then you're in control, right? You have exponentially increased the odds of you converting at that level. Here's the beautiful thing about it. You don't have to wake up and go, oh, well, how's the market doing today? Right? I'm not saying that investments are bad. You should absolutely invest money. Yes. You should learn how to invest. Absolutely. What I'm saying is, if you want the highest return on your investment, dude, create a product, drive paid traffic to it, and let it convert for you. You could never have a coaching program. You could legitimately never have to serve people at that level unless you wanted to. If you are going to do that, charge a lot of money. Charge a lot of money. I have a $27,000 coaching program, a $55,000 coaching program, a $95,000 coaching program, a $150,000 coaching program, and I have $1 million coaching program. Because I know that I can at the very least 10x on all of those investments, and a lot of them I can 100x. Your products, you can do the same thing. You can create a book, or if you're not a very good writer, you can create a course, right? You can create a video course, you can create an audio course, and you can sell it for $97. Well, what am I going to say? Don't worry about it. God's got you, right? Would you agree that you have gifts inside of you? Okay. Would you agree that there are people out there who like you? Do you have friends? Okay. Do you feel like if you met more people, you would have more friends? Like those few people aren't just like, oh yeah, you're awesome, and then everybody else rejects you? No, right? Obviously not. Unless you're just a mean person, then okay. But by and large, most of us have gifts, and most of us have talents, and most of us have skills, right? And most of us are nice people. Like, we at least want to be friendly. We at least want to be social. We want to be accepted, and we want to give love, right? Dude, there are people out there that you're called to serve. And lucky for you, you were born in an era that you can just turn on a camera and serve those people. There are algorithms so sophisticated now that when you put your money in and just let the algorithm do what it needs to do, dude, it's going to drive the right people your way. Why? Because it behooves the social media company for you to get leads that convert. Why? Because if you put money into their company and you do not get a return on your investment, guess what? Are you going to keep paying them money? Probably not, right? So it is in whatever company you're going to go through, whether it's Google, Facebook, Instagram, like it doesn't matter. Wherever you're going to go through, it is of benefit to that company to put your product in front of the right people. What does this have to do with the money printer? Well, if you use your imagination and your innovation and the transformation that God has given you, the ability to complete, right? Because we can turn inspiration into a physical transformation and a physical solution, right? However, how many of us have ever had a great idea and we went out and did something about it and it worked out? Even if it wasn't to make money. Dude, we should go do this. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. And it was awesome, right? That's inspiration. Transforming the invisible into the physical. We can take this same idea and start thinking about how to change the world, how to help people, how to solve problems in the world. And it's not even like you have to sell it for a ton of money. If you want to, you can. It's your time. It's your life. Do what you want with it. Dude, there's no such thing as competition. Dude, when you play in the realm of freedom and power, there is no competition. I will tell you right now, if you want a place that is completely unsaturated, you want a business that is completely unsaturated, jump into the industry of time freedom. Time freedom. Not financial freedom, because financial freedom is not a worthy goal. Let me rephrase that. Financial freedom is not the highest goal, okay? For most people, if you're financially free, but you aren't time free, it doesn't matter. You're just a high-paid slave, right? Would you agree? Even if you make $500,000 a year, $1 million a year, but you work 12 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, you get a 3-week vacation, are you free? Financially, sure. But are you free? Of course not. Of course you're not. The highest goal is time freedom. And it's generational time freedom. Because you know what happens? Generational time freedom requires money. It requires financial freedom. And so if you're shooting for generational time freedom. Like financial freedom is just something that's going to be part of that package. But now your family never has to work again a day in their life. They can create, they can spend their time adding value to the family empire, to the lineage, to the bloodline. They never have to worry about any of the things that we have ever had to experience working. They will never have to work a day in their life. They can just create world change every single day of their life. Because time freedom is a mindset. When we shift our mindset away from I'm going to work for money, I'm going to trade time for money, and instead I'm going to employ my money so that I don't have to work another day, another second. Okay, now we're starting to think. Now we're starting to use our minds. Now we're starting to create like God intended us to create. Now we have purpose. Now we have intention. Any challenge that we see, that's opportunity. And then we can innovate with our imaginations. We can innovate that divine inspiration with our imaginations to create a solution that results in transformation. Okay? And that's when things get interesting, because now we can start investing into power. And that power is going to allow us to invest into freedom and freedom for others. And that freedom is going to result in the ability to love, or rather, let me rewind. That ability is going to create peace, and then it's going to allow us to love at scale. Okay? Love your God with all your heart, your mind, your strength, right? And love your neighbor as you love thyself. You know why Jesus so went after the rich people of his time? Because they were so abundant. And they pissed on the poor. They did not teach them how to become abundant as well, because they relied on their wealth. They believed that if they let go of any of it, they believed that if they taught others how to have it, that they would lose theirs. That's the problem. Well, if I teach them, well, then what's going to happen to mine? There's only so much pie. There's only so much out here. Dude, God is infinite, abundant, and rich. There is no lack in God. Teach others. You want to get into a business? Start creating products that help people become time-free. How do you do this if you don't know how right now? Start reading some books. Some great books are Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Read U Squared. Pick up Myron Golden's book, Boss Moves. You can read my book, Infinite Revenue Systems. I have a challenge. If you want to learn how to do this from beginning to end, I have a 5-day challenge where I'll show you how to do this. Bro, there's places to learn how to do this. You don't have to learn it all at once. Just let it happen over time. Work your job and pay the bills. But remember, that money that you're storing is going to be your employees. So don't piss it away. Don't spend it on all your drugs, alcohol. Camera died. Don't spend it on all the things that are going to be just distractions, right? Here's what we know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is our time is the most valuable resource on earth, okay? Because it gives value to all things on earth. The source, at least in this physical realm. We have to abide by the constraints of time. Okay, so how are we going to spend that time? We're going to spend that time educating ourselves, right? We're going to spend our time figuring out, how can I change this divine inspiration and these gifts and these passions and these skills and these talents that God has placed in me to create a solution that can change the world? Okay? We're going to employ our money. Don't think about, I need a massive corporation. It's not real. Here's a business, right? Here's a business right here. You create a course, and then you put ad spend behind it. You do paid ads. Why is this a business? Your business, that which is creating money, right, is your course. the ad spend becomes your employee. And then you just continue to make more money off of that. Oh, but here's a cool thing is that let's say in 1 month you're starting to make more money than you make at your job. You could, if you wanted, to quit your job so you can spend more time to make course or product number 2 that also you put ad spend behind, and that starts to make money automatically. And now you're starting to get good, or you're starting to get better at creating products and offers. So do you think that your second offer is going to convert better or worse than your first one? Oh, that's right. Probably better. And you're going to have refined your first one. And so what do you do next? Oh, that's right. You make a third one. You make a third product. So now you're spending all of your time creating products that'll change the world. And as an added benefit, you're going to get rich off of it. And it's going to be a money printer that prints for you and your bloodline, you and all your children to follow for the rest of your life. This is why it's so important that on top of the products that we make, we create a personal brand. Because then every single stamp that your name is on all of these products, people are like, oh yeah, I want that. Yo, Steve just dropped another product. Yo, Stacy just dropped another product. Like, yeah, like what is that? I need that. God gave us a money printer. We just didn't know how to use it. We just didn't understand that the money is printed from our time. Not because we're spending the time trading it. It's because we're using our time to create something that will make money on its own. And I know like it might be a little bit difficult to accept right now. But stick with it. Like just think about it. What do you make per month right now? I want you to write that down. Like, what do you make per month right now? Okay. I want you to put 3 price points on that piece of paper. Matter of fact, you can do 4 if you're feeling whimsical. So you can do 4, you do 4 price points. A $27, a $97, a $997, and you can do it $1,997, right? And then I want you to figure out how many of each it will take to replace your monthly income. Okay? And then once you figure that out, well, how do I make a $27 offer? How do I make something a $97 offer? How do I make a $997 offer? Shoot, how do I do a $2,000 one? And now we'll start spending our time effectively. We won't be wasting it anymore. We won't be scrolling. We won't be watching the game. We won't be listening to music. We will do the things that we need to do to figure out how to make these 4 things. Because if you make these 4, right, you make these 4 offers, they'll pay you for a lifetime. You'll be able to quit your job in very short order. You see, I've heard it said that wealth has a need for speed, right? I've heard it said that, well, most people, they don't make money fast enough, and that's why they're poor, or that's why they don't have enough, or they have lack. I actually want to take it one step further. It's most people are in lack because they're still thinking of all the ways that they can trade their time for money, as opposed to figuring out how to not have to spend another second making money and allowing their money to make them money so that they can get to the point where they hire people to help assist their money make more money. And then run that as it is. And let that be as it may. The truth is, in this day and age, we don't have to have a massive team. It can just be you. And you can go learn how to do all the things. That's what I did. I learned how to go do all the things. So I'm exceptional at conversion. That's why in 1 hour, I taught somebody who was doing $100,000 a month to how to do $50,000 in 7 minutes. I learned. I'm not different than you, though. It's just a skill. I know plenty of multi-millionaires who are dumb as a box of rocks. Like if you talked with them, you'd be like, what? You are worth how much? You make how much money? I'm telling you. Set your sights. If you want a place to play in, this is where I play. This is the realm that I play. It's time freedom. Play in the realm of time freedom. It's a blue ocean. And there can never be, it will never saturate. It'll never saturate. It can't saturate because it's about the most valuable resource in the world. And I can't teach everyone all the ways to be time free because you know what? Here's the truth. You know something that I don't know. You're better at something than I am. You're called to serve people in a way differently than I am. There's some people who are going to hear my voice and absolutely hate me, but they might love you and they might hear God through you. The sheep know the voice of their shepherd. And you know what? Sometimes they don't like the way that the voice sounds coming out of this mouth. So go out there. Start thinking. You don't have to create anything massive. You don't have to have a $27,000, $50,000, you don't have to have all those coaching programs. Those aren't even my primary focus. My primary focus is creating products that I don't have to spend another second selling. That every now and again, I'll just jump in and optimize and tweak. And I'll put the ad spend behind it and let it run. I will employ my money. Does that make sense? Go out and do the same. And you'll get to the point where you go, dude, I made how much off of a $97 product? Dude, I'm making how much off of a $27 product? Are you kidding? I made more sleeping than I used to make in a month. I made more sleeping than I used to make in a year. Oh yeah, it'll astonish you. I pray that the Lord fills you with the wisdom, with the understanding, with the discernment, with the knowledge that you need to go out there and do this. I pray that he strengthens your might, that when the day comes where you're shaky and you're overwhelmed, you're like, I don't know if I can do this. And keep walking forward. And you don't go back to the old life. You don't go back to the job that just over broke. Right? You step out and you make this happen for yourself. Keep your job for now. Make the money that you're going to need. Continue to pay your bills. But let's remove the distractions and invest into that thing that will pay you for a lifetime. And it can literally be as simple as a $27 offer, a $97 offer, a $1,000 offer, or a $2,000 offer. Let's get you free. Let's get you free. If you want additional speed, that's what I'm here for. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep dropping free content just like this. Because this is to empower you guys with freedom and power. Because here's the thing. When you make the world a better place, you make the world a better place for my daughter. You make the world a better place for my wife. You make the world a better place for me. And that's not too bad for me to be spending my time on. I pray that you're blessed. I pray that your abundance is multiplied. I pray that your riches are unimaginable, your wealth is generational, and your prosperity is beyond your absolute wildest dreams. Set your mind on time freedom, and the rest will follow. God bless you. Take care. Bye now.